And now we're live. Welcome to another Drupal and Coffee, a show where we take a deep dive into Drupal 8 development, fly by the seat of our pants, maybe learn a few things along the way. Tonight we're going to be going into a module called Google Vision API. I was working with this module, and there were a couple cool things about it. I was talking to the developer, was reading through their API, and sounds like it should work. It's not working for me, or at least it wasn't the last time I tried it. Going to try to figure out why tonight and see if we can get everything to be working properly. Maybe it's just something about the way that I tested it last time. It didn't get it to work. But the cool thing is that if we do get it to work tonight, what it should be able to do is if I upload an image with a kitten or a cat in it or something like that, it should automatically tag the image as having a cat or a kitten. We'll try all different kinds of things. With me tonight, as always, Lowell Johnson. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing well.
Let that be your cue to start gathering as many images of animals as you can for testing purposes, of course, because we're going to be needing them at some point tonight. Let's get to the plan. I was thinking that tonight we could just walk through the module in general, and maybe have a discussion about how the structure of the module is different than what we would normally expect a Drupal 7 module to look like because of the new architecture and how modules are written in Drupal 8 now. We'll get things ready to test. This being a module that uses a Google API, we're going to have to set up an API account. We're going to have to turn on that specific API, do a lot of different things in order to get the test ready. And then we're going to put some breakpoints down to make sure that we can test this. And if we get lucky, we'll get to step 4, which is to fix it. Maybe this isn't so crazy. Maybe this is crazy. On the crazy meter, where are we, Lowell?
I like fixing things.
Well, I have had a whole cup of coffee, so look out. All right, well, first off, the brush, do I have it? This is the way I normally check to see if I've got a module. Apparently, I could be using the Drupal command in order to find it. I'm thinking that means it's there. It knows about it there. Well, here is the Google Vision settings. And yeah, if I go there, let me just prep that page. That's where we're going to be hitting in step 2. Well, let's take a look at the module itself. I think this is where the code is. Yeah. Indexed. Oh wait, this isn't where the code is. That's from last week. Let's close that. Let's not get confused. Here's where the code is. Here it is. All right. So here's the module. And we note that it's got a routing.yaml where it has all of the routes that have specific code driven by it. We know that there's going to be an administrative page. That's the page we just navigated to in the browser, where we see the settings form. That's neat. If we had generated a form using Drupal console, we would have this route. Specific permissions we want the system to have. We've got an administer Google Vision permission. That's neat. Other kind of menu links. The configure Google Vision, which we found on the general configuration page. And then what does the info module say? Oh, that it's packaged in media. And that it needs the file entity module. Also has a wonderful README where we know that we need to go to the administrative page. We need to create and enable the module and get the API key, the necessities. We need to create a taxonomy vocabulary for all the labels. And I think I had this question earlier, whether it literally had to be a vocabulary that's name tags. I don't think that was the case. Just that it needs to be a tagging vocabulary. That's part of what I want to be able to debug to find out tonight. If there are any like hard-coded assumptions that I'm not seeing. And then we need to add a new field into the file entity. Should be referenced by to your taxonomy vocabulary and enable the option, enable Google Vision. I remember seeing that. And then step 4, it should work. So we know that this configuration will be imported when the module is enabled. I've already enabled the module, as we saw on that first page. That seems not all that interesting. This controls the actual settings form. It's neat that we're not really seeing any red show up. This is kind of boring too. This is just the work that it's got to do in order to get that settings form working. So it seems like the interesting files are this .module file and the connector itself, which interesting because it seems to be getting the API key and preparing API calls out to the Google API. Yeah, see, here's the endpoint right here. And this is where it appends the key. So if I want to prove that the API is working properly and that we're getting valid results, this is where I should be debugging. If the problem is something on the Drupal side of things, this is where I should be debugging. The .module file, where we still find lots of hooks, and we are using a number of different hooks, including this interesting one, the form builder. That is interesting. Maybe a couple things to research tonight. Google Vision file entity add labels seems to be doing a good deal of work. It might be interesting to just put breakpoints in all of these functions and see if we hit any of them. I'm going to preemptively do that now. So I know that once we get all the debugging going, I'll be dying to know what work we're actually stepping through in these. I'm going to go ahead and put a breakpoint in here. I almost think that I want to see no action is really happening until here. And that's where we're doing the curl exec, and then we're decoding the curl exec. So right before that happens, I want to be able to hit a breakpoint. And I am not 100% confident that I've got my debugging enabled. So I'm going to take a look at my php.ini to see if I have it enabled. Aha! I don't. sure those are uncommented. Of course, I'm unable to edit, so I have to open it. Administrator on Windows. Right-click, run as administrator, open. Oh, it just needs to save. Now it's saved. Now I can close and then forget about it. Okay. Good. Does PHP Storm agree? Let's find out.
Well, so far it sounds like you are having a good day today, Chris.
As I said, I had a cup of coffee. Usually does things to my energy levels. I remember in the old days we would joke about tea or coffee. Tea, Drupal and hot beverage. Oh, maybe I have to restart my web server here because I've modified my PHP configuration. If we're going to really debug this, we best be sure that the debugging is going to work. Have you worked much with Google APIs, Lowell?
Only a little map stuff a while back. Mostly no.
That's fine. Yeah, I've always wanted to work with the calendar API. In fact, that was the very first module I started way back when. And I keep telling myself I'm going to get around to it.
I have a bag full of round to it if you need one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a whole bag full, yeah.
Well, okay, well, we looked through the module. Now let's go out to Google Land and get this API key we need.
I like they have a link right there for it. That's really nice.
I also think that's really nice. You know, that's one of the things I struggled with in that calendar module that I was trying to make. Like, how do I make that user experience where they need to go on and get a key? I suppose that any kind of person who's going to be going ahead and doing this would be comfortable coming to here. This just looks like a pleasant enough page where you can go and search for kind of API. This is what we need, Cloud Vision API. And I just want to enable it. Requires a valid billing method. I guess so. Let's do that.
Oh, now we're on the money.
For science level. All right, the API is enabled, but you can't use it with your project until you create credentials. All right, let's create some credentials then. Are you using Google App Engine or Compute Engine? No. Sure. What credentials do I need? Drupal and coffee. How about that? Ooh. No, I think I need JSON. What does it say? What does the README say? Enable the module to set the API key on the page. Yeah, I think JSON. If not, I guess we can change it. Oh. Okay. Cool. Here's my ID.
So don't lose that.
What if I lose it right away?
Don't lose it. Don't lose it.
Oh, go back to the configuration page. And look, I got the web profiler bar working. It would always get some kind of an error message.
Yeah, I keep getting error messages with it. Apparently, there's a lot of PHP stuff you have to enable to get it to work.
Huh?
And your PHP
enabled it.
Up to snuff.
Well, I suppose I also did a composer update in the root of my project. Maybe that did it. Ooh, look at this! Look at this. I'm in a form, and it tells me that it found a form, and I'm able to highlight it, and I'm seeing that this is the specific form it's using. Wasn't I just saying I wanted some kind of thing that would tell me what route I am in the specific administrative page that I'm viewing or something like that? It'd be great if I could find a list of what route am I on right now. Look, it's right here. Look at that. That's cool. It's telling me exactly the route name. The route name! I'm liking this already. So if I did a search for this route name in the code, I would be able to track down the specific route, but there's no real mystery here. Here's the route. There's the route name right there. There's only one. But if I'm on like a random page, I could find out the route that I'm on and then be able to track down that specific route and then get more information about what I need to take over or manipulate. Did you catch that, Lowell?
Yeah, I'm assimilating it.
All right. I think I did step one. In the README, step one, check. Now, I need to create a vocabulary for the labels. So, let's do that. All right, here I am. Taxonomy, there's already a vocabulary named tags. And
You finished step 2 already.
Yeah.
Good work.
Step 2. Step 2 of my master plan tonight, set up the tasks, and also step 2 of the README that's in the module. And I'm very tempted to just not create a new vocabulary and just use tags, but I'm going to create a new vocabulary because that's what the instructions told me to do. And I'm going to name this
tag
image tags. Tags for images. There we go. Saving that. And is it weird that it... Oh, wait. It's asking me if I want to add terms, not fields. Kind of weird that it's not... Oh, I guess it wouldn't ask me what kind of vocabulary it is, like free tagging or whatever. That's a detail for the field, not for the vocabulary itself. All right. So I added the README says step 2, create a taxonomy vocabulary for the labels. Check. Now add a new field into your file entity. It must be a reference to the vocabulary I just made. So let's do that. Now the Google Vision module requires the file entity module. That's why I have file types.
Oh, that's what that meant.
Yeah. So I'm going to go into the image and manage fields. I will add a field and I will reference the taxonomy. I'll call this image tags. Let's try that again. All right. This can't be where it blows up. I got further last time. All right. Let's try it again. Image. Do it.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right. Limiter of values unlimited. What if it had multiple terms? That's not documented, whether it should be unlimited or not. And not going to require the field. And here's a checkbox they told me to expect. Enable Google Vision. There it is. And I'm going to use the image tags vocabulary.
Maybe that last checkbox.
Create reference entities if they don't exist. That sounds good. I don't remember if I checked that last time or not.
That could be. That could be the crux of it.
Yeah, that could be it. Oh, all right. Well, let's edit this one.
Deja vu.
Yeah. So that one, this one points to file, image, field. Are they different? They look different. Ah, that one's not checked, so let's get rid of that. Isn't that weird? Why is that named field? I'm going to delete that one too. I don't like you.
Yeah, why were there two of them?
I'm going to delete them both. And now I want you to be named image tags. I want you to have a machine name, a field, image, tags.
So sometimes that machine name will get truncated if you click save too quickly.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, you left that as limited if you wanted to.
Sheesh. I did not. Can I change it here? No. We'll fix it. It's in storage settings. There we are. Unlimited. Okay. Field created. Check. And what's the next step? Now, each time you create an image, you'll have that field.
So you got the key in the form?
I got the key.
Okay.
Yep. I did number one. I went to the API link enabled the API, got the key, dropped the key in, created the vocabulary, created the field, and I guess what they're saying is that if I go to create an article, where they've got this image field, and I pick this nice puppy here. This action creates a file entity, and it has the image, the alternative tag, post, blah, 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 tag, work. No, I will be less clear. Saving this piece of content. Oh, you not making the image work. That's going to make my test not clean. Okay, so now that I've uploaded an image, when I go to content, because I've got the file entity module, or maybe even if I don't, I have a list of files. And I see, oh, come on. Here we are. I see my image. I see that it's being used. And I can edit it, file entity. And I see all the things. I've got my alt text, I've got my title text, and I see that my image tags are empty. Okay. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that.
So, can you go back to the README?
Yeah.
Number 4 reads, I can't read it. There.
I gotta take it for you.
Now, each time when you will create a puppy or create your file image, can you, instead of adding an article, can you just add the file directly?
Let me find out.
So I click content and then yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be worth a try.
Sure. I'll upload the cat. There. And it didn't add any tags automatically. That's basically what we're looking at here. We're looking to see if these terms come in automatically. Try to understand what's going wrong. So
what's with the broken image for your images? Is your file directory permissions wrong, or?
I don't know.
Because if the image can't actually be saved, then the API probably can't see it either then.
I don't know.
You have a temporary directory set?
Let me find out. There it is. Yeah. Doesn't seem to be a problem.
Alright. And then your files directory is permissioned good. Beyond that, I'm lost. This is Apache, right?
Yep. Perhaps it's not a problem.
Okay.
And I think we'll see if it is a problem if we're able to get the debugging working. Not on that tab, this tab. Let's go backward. Maybe another. Here. All right, bug mode on there. PHP Storm is listening. Are you really listening? Find out if we can stop break at the first line. Just to make sure it's working. Oh, there we go. Yep. Yep, broke there. And generate the request. And step in here. Now I'm in a different file, so that's good. I like to tell you that you don't have to break on the first line anymore. Okie dokie. Let's add a file. Getting really close to needing more pictures of animals. Aha! We hit our first breakpoint. So we're in the pre-save. That makes sense. We're in the process of saving a file entity. Let's see what we're getting in our debug values here. It does determine that we've got an image, and it is an image JPEG. So it should keep on going. It's going to get all the field definitions. And if I have an entity reference, and if that entity reference is a taxonomy term, then it will proceed. It did. Wait, did it? Not yet. Was it literally going through every freaking field?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And there's about 10 fields before it gets to the field ones.
So now we've gotten past the gates. We found a taxonomy term. What is this field get settings handler target bundles not empty? I can break that out into evaluation.
Well, get settings, it looks like it's grabbing an array, and then you're looking at a couple of...
Oh, okay, so this is specifically the image tags taxonomy that I set up. And now it's going to get the settings, the third-party settings for Google Vision.
Well, what is the handler setting target bundle about?
I think
you're past that.
It's trying to ask the taxonomy term what vocabulary it's pointing at.
Settings equals field, get third-party settings, Google Vision. Okay.
I think it's really fun to be able to evaluate expressions like this before.
I got to learn how to do that. I'm not quite following it. That looks cool.
Well, you could press, I think it's this one? Yep, this one. Or you could press Alt F8 in Windows, and then you'll get that window. And then you can put any expression you want here, and then you'll be able to evaluate it before you actually get to that point. So if you see a lot of variables that you're debugging, and you want to ask a couple questions to, inspect a couple things, you can do that directly. You don't have to inject code that you don't want actually in your program and then have it evaluated in line. You know what I mean?
Starting to get it, yeah.
Well, this value is definitely not empty. Yep. And we're going to Yep, I don't know why it wanted to reset that value or what reset does. It's the internal pointer of the array of the first element. Okay. There was only one element, so hooray for you. Google Vision file entity add labels. This sounds like it does some work, so let's step in. Here we are. Same file. And we're going to get the file URI, the name of the image, and then we're going to see if we can get the file system service and see if we can find what the real file path is. That's where it's going to go. And then this is where we call the connector, the actual Google API thing. So that looks like it's going to do some work. Let's step into that. All right, here we are. Loading the class, boring. Also boring, let's step out. That's what this is, step out. Here we are. We actually hit the breakpoint we set earlier. This is where it's going to send the JSON to the Google Vision service after it's set up everything. Got a whole bunch of, oh, we took too long. Oh, okay, fine. Then let's just let it go. Here we are. It's going to try to send JSON request here. Let's just let it go. Now I told it to step. Okay, there it is. The result comes back. Error. API key not valid. Please pass valid API key.
Wow, that should totally throw an error on the screen for you for that.
Yeah.
Wow. This is the only way to know this. Wow.
Yeah. I guess if we were going to do something here, we would. It's just going to go ahead and return the result no matter what. So if there was a result here in the connector, and I guess
you can just do a status at that point, right?
Yeah, it returns false, and if it's not empty, then do a whole bunch of stuff. But if it is empty, then it doesn't really do anything. So this is where we would want to have some kind of else. There was an error. And then maybe we've got access to the result somewhere here. You don't even have access to the result. If data is where we have all the stuff. So I have data here. Okay, so if data, and what data is false? Well, if data is false, then we have lost all the context.
Yeah, you lost the error message, right?
Yeah.
You have to go back and have it send that back too.
Yeah, I guess we don't need that.
But what about putting in a good API key?
Yeah, okay. Well, where did we go wrong with the API key?
Do you still have it on Google screen?
Yeah, I do. Somewhere, one of these. Maybe it's this one. Yeah, here.
Yeah, okay. Sometimes when I copy stuff like that, I end up getting an extra space on one end or something. So I'll a lot of times paste it in a text editor so I can see the key, see if there's any extra spaces.
Well, maybe what it's saying is that this is not.
What happened to that previous page where it said it was only going to give you the key once?
And it's a service account key. Enables server-to-server app-level authentication. Help me choose. No. What credentials do I need?
There. Oh, I see.
You already have the credentials that are suitable for this purpose. And this is the key. And that's what I pasted. Yes. Generate API key with type browser key under the credentials tab. Maybe I do in fact need to do that. Done. Create credentials, API key.
Oh, look at that.
Browser key, Drupal, and key. Browser key. Accept request from these HTTP headers.
It says if you leave it blank, you're good.
Oh, okay. Well, let's copy that. That's different. Okay.
Yeah. And we actually,
What happened?
what are you doing?
Did I introduce an error?
Oh, unexpected curly brace.
Oh, I did. I was typing things, wasn't I? Let's get rid of our else. We're not done there yet. Let's stop. Let's stop finicking with things. There we go. Okay. So this is the key that didn't work. Paste a different key in. Save that and retest. Here we are. Let's back up. Or maybe I just did. There. Here we are. Well, it's time. Yes.
Oh my God. There's a lot of cat pictures.
What's this? Did they change this? Save. Saved?
Oh, you make little favorites now?
I guess so. This is what I want, though. And then, where was I? Here? This directory. Save image as. Here. Go. Super Mustachio. Hit our breakpoint. Then let it go. Let it go. Here we are, moment of truth. Result comes back. Ooh, responses. We got 5 label annotations.
What?
One's a cat.
Oh, this is awesome.
Pet. Whiskers. Mammal. Animal.
Oh, it's hilarious.
So let's step it.
Get all the way through, yeah.
Yep. So I don't know what's going on here. That's weird.
You're dragging something up there?
My mouse is. Step, step, step. Now it's going to get the description of something. Oops. Good or not good now. My mouse is acting real weird.
Yeah. Get through this before it times out.
Yeah, I'm just going to let it go. All right.
Oh, this is so exciting.
So now...
Whiskers mammal.
Go to the next page.
They should all be in a list. Oh my God, look at them all.
They're there.
Oh! Whiskers mammal animal. Pet cat.
Yep. Oh,
That's like magic.
I'm going to have to get my extra mouse because I do not remember the keyboard shortcut for clearing breakpoints. Why is
For
it?
what?
That's weird.
Mm.
Here we go. So I'll be right back, Lowell.
Okay.
Go grab my mouse. It looks like that worked. Maybe we just need to provide them with some better screenshots or something. Something to help explain what needs to be done, because that whole wizard exists.
You mean how to install and get the right key? That
Yeah,
seems like that was the crux of it, was getting the right API key.
And it explains what kind of key you need, but that's not the key that you need. You need the browser key specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, now that we've got that working, if we edit this image, wait,
The temporary one.
And in PHP Storm, I'm just going to tell it not to hit any of the breakpoints it's got right now. But that's not the one we want to do it. But the previous ones, where we had uploaded other images, and if we save, see how it's taking a little bit to save?
Yeah.
That action made it go, aha!
Did it.
Wait a minute. The same one's cat pet.
It was the same robot that looked at the picture.
That is true. This one had a dog in it. If I save that one, will it figure out that's a dog? Is it just giving the same response no matter what?
I highly doubt it's the same.
Hey, look! It even knows that it's a Labrador Retriever.
So cool. Oh my god.
Hit me with those links.
Hey, I want to hit you with a link for a picture.
I've got that image of a goat. I'll try that while you get your links ready.
I have one that's not of an animal that I want to try.
Oh, okay. Is it not safe for work? Because I'm not putting that on the show.
It's PG.
I'm trusting you, man.
Yeah, totally.
It's going to learn about goats now. Goats. A leaping goat. Eventually, it's that goat. Vertebrate. In this API request, they have it somewhat hard-coded that it should return 5.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm in the Hangout. I click the little blue box. I go to the opposite corner and paste and enter.
There it is. Cool. Save that one.
I am really curious if it picks up that number.
Image format's weird.
Oh, why? No, it should just be an image.
It's a JFIF. But it does say that it's of type JPEG image. If I change it to JPEG, I wonder if I'm going to break it.
It's a JPG. No, what does it say?
JFIF.
No, it's just a JPG. It's
all right, well,
maybe the token on the URL got. Yeah, that's just a JPG. It's fine.
All right. And then
I'm curious if it picks up the number.
oh, okay. Well, you get a 1 in 5 chance. It almost seems like this being like a pre-save is not the right time. Okay.
Excuse me.
Vehicle.
It got mountain bike.
Vehicle, winter sport, mountain bike, headgear.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right. I think we've got some conclusive evidence here. There was an issue on the Google Vision API that I've been hitting. This one right here. and I let them know that we were going to be doing this tonight. Let me just log in and make a comment to them about this. Good news. I proved to myself that this works. Turns out, wrong kind of key. The generation wizard leads you down the wrong path. You explicitly need to create with the good of you.
They did have it in the documentation, didn't they?
They did, but they didn't call out that Google's wizard for
right
isn't the right one.
I get it. Okay.
Here we go.
Huh.
One down. We did that in less than an hour.
Uh-oh. What are we going to do now?
What do you want to do now?
I don't know. Well,
let's see if we can adapt their code to do other API calls. How do you feel about that?
Okay.
All right. So let me
you have one in mind, I suppose.
put this up a little bit. Yeah, I'm in the root of the site. Drupal generate module. What do you want to name? Google Calendar.
Oh.
Yeah, that was shoot name. Put it in custom, sure. What do you want to call it? Google Calendar API. Yeah. Package name? Google. Yeah. 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 Let's do that. No, not this feature.
Yes. Yes, always yes.
Always yes.
Yes.
Who am I to debate that? No. Here we go. All right. Let's tinker with our new module. We've got a Google Calendar there. Didn't actually want it to be named Google Calendar. Google Calendar integration. So I probably want to, the very first time I took a stab at this, way back in Drupal 5, I think. Because there was a module in that era called the events module.
Mm-hmm.
And it would basically create a content structure for an event. When Drupal 6 happened and Drupal 7, got momentum, we kind of went away from the event module. We just created a content type that was
With a
an
date.
event, and it could have a date field, and you can have a calendar. But before all that, there was a specific structure for events. And the original idea of the module would be like for that specific event structure, if you made some kind of change on your event, then that change would propagate, would be sent, that information would be sent to Google Calendar. So
that would be really nice.
Yeah. So the holy grail of it being that you could do work on your Drupal site, or you could do work on your calendar, and the two would sync themselves up. Now, there's all kinds of problems. Architecture, that idea. Race conditions, like what happens if you make a change on your site and the Google Calendar at the same time. The collision is going to happen. Weird things are going to happen. How do you mitigate all those things? I just wanted a tight integration between the two. And honestly, I only ever got as far as creating the administrative page where you could put in all the information you needed to get that communication going. And that's probably all I really want to end up tonight with. So let's figure out what we need to steal from the Google Vision, module in order to make this happen. Well, we probably need the form. So let's see if we can generate a form.
Drupal generate form.
Enter the module name.
Well, you want it to be part of the previous module. Yeah, there you go.
Google Calendar. Google Calendar settings. Enter the form ID. That sounds good. You want to load services from the container? What would I need to load?
I think all this is adding use statements. I think.
Well, maybe I want to.
Which we can add later.
Yeah. Do you want to generate the form structure? Or type? Text field. Input label. Google Calendar. key. Or then we'll figure out what the description is there. Well done. Cool. Right now. So here is my config that was generated. Here is my form. If I look at their form, it to my form. That's getting its form ID. It's loading the container, config factory. Might need that. I don't know why it's get editable config name. That seems important. This is where it would get the actual config. The API key, an exportable part of the config. And when it submits the form, then it saves the config value. That sounds like some good things to steal. Oh, the reason why it doesn't like me doing that is because I'm extending form base and not config form base. Let's extend the right thing. Now I bet it would be upset because I'm not using that. Yeah. So PHP Storm, will you come to my rescue? Not tonight. Get up, use it. Bam. Now you're upset. All kinds of upset. Here you are. Add method stuff. Methods I'm missing is the get editable config name. I needed to add. It's returning Google Vision setting. And a build form. Our signature is the same. The type of parameters that we're getting. We want to pull the Google Calendar settings so that we can actually, from the config, in their config, they're setting the default value to that specific key. We're not doing that. I didn't set a description either. I like the way that they have their description. In fact, I like the whole thing. I'll just take it verbatim. And set the default value to whatever value that it can remember. Then finally, in the submit form, make sure we're doing some actual work. Now, all this means that we need to make sure that the configuration file that gets enabled.
There's some red on your.
Up here, yeah. Why do you still not like that? What's wrong? Oh, because I'm not.
Yeah, that container interface use statement. Yeah.
And they did something weird with it. I'm not saying that right anymore. Yeah.
Hey, Happy Town.
Happy. So in the config, no, not that. Where's the actual config? Where is it?
Which are you? What?
I guess I don't need to create it. I guess this is fine. Maybe? All right. My form. I can set the key to API key. Now this form has this set API key. Maybe that's important. Okay, I feel better now. So I've got a form. It's going to do a thing. Maybe at this point, I could enable it and things would work. I don't know why I created this file. Created a help page for me. Isn't that nice? Let's try enabling it. See what happens. Oh, can't do it there. Hey, didn't blow up. Oh. If we want that form to be accessed, we need some routes.
I think there's a Drupal for generating a route with a controller.
Yes. However, let's just steal these. There we go. Go. Oh. This is where Weird that this is Drupal Vision setting. I get the feeling we'd have to rebuild the routes. This is where we point to our form. Ooh, let's set the permission to this. What's in?
I think empty is just everything.
Empty string? Like that?
Yeah.
We'll find out.
I'm not sure, but it's my guess.
Rebuild all the caches. There's a route there. Ooh! Errors. Permission cannot be empty. So what's a permission?
Then just remove the key?
Oh, yeah, okay. Like that?
Yeah.
Worth a shot.
Otherwise, I think if you just give it a permission name, then that'll be available in your permission table.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks better.
Fleshy, fleshy. There we go. Still thinking. Cool. Yeah, broke it. How did I break it? Maybe it needs permission.
There needs to be a links. Oh, you have a links file. Okay. Why does it say administer Google Vision?
Because I'm fixing it.
Oh. I'm sorry. I'm really slow right now. I did not have a cup of coffee.
Blazing new trails.
You did use spaces, right?
I always use spaces. Is that the actual name of the form? Do it again. Fleshy, fleshy. All right, that happened fast. Still broken?
Yay.
Thinking about it. Still broken. Yep, still broken.
What?
Mm-hmm.
You could get rid of those two files and do a Drupal generate.
3 files. Sounds like a plan.
Oh, you don't have a controller anymore, do you?
No.
Oh, you don't need one. Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing what fixes this.
Drupal generates. These are the things we can generate. And when we generated the form, we got that done pretty well.
What is a route subscriber? Is that the thing we're trying to do?
No.
Oh.
Lots of different plugins. Organized is better. It's not alphabetic. You generate the controller. Oh, did they have a controller? I don't recall them having a controller. Here it is.
No, see, it has an underscore form key.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the controller, I think, has an underscore controller key.
Let's have fun, though. Drupal generate controller. What module? Google Calendar. Name of the controller. Do I want to name the controller? I don't actually want to name a controller. No, I'm pretty much stuck. Route subscriber is not going to give me what I want. Doesn't sound like a generate controller rule either. We already did generate form. And looking back at these keys, I suppose the only thing I could probably have done differently is say that I do want a default value. If I say,
Well, yeah, go back and look, compare the two. Oh, what are you doing now?
if I say Drupal generate form, and I say that I have same module, Same name of the form. Same form ID. What is the name of the service?
A container interface. It should autocomplete. Or not. Sorry. What? Oh.
There we go. Type. Text field. API key. Google. Like with getting
All right.
value something. Wait, another field. All done. See, it always still creates those files. Just the settings form and the configuration for it. Doesn't actually wire it up. That we have to do ourselves. So it overwrote what we did. And yes. Yes, it now does have the create function. But it also has a constructor. But the other one did not. I don't think we need. Don't need underscore form there. And it doesn't have a, it's not inheriting from config form base. I think that's a comment. Oh, the string is not closed. There we go. Satisfied now. Oh, I'm pasting it. Because a string made that escape. Oh. Under settings. Building form. It's not setting the default value. Make sure it gets the config.
Yeah, you told it to be empty string, I thought.
I gave it the literal text empty string. It should have been something.
Yeah. Can the config values have spaces in them?
I don't know. And it's not putting anything in the submit form again. Need that. Okay. So, our module that info should be fine. Well, that's a lot of noise, dude.
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah, what?
can you mute? So I guess this could be it. This is in the configuration. We've got Google Calendar and API key now. That's set to empty string. Let's see if we can flush the caches now. But we don't have the routes. So maybe on the configuration page, it'll work now, but we won't see anything from Google Calendar on this page. Yeah, works now. Google Vision settings. That's it for calendar. All right. Let's start with the routes. Never permission. Add them back. Oh, let's see if that blows things up. We just changed the route and the permission. We really shouldn't be doing anything at this point other than allowing the route to exist. Let's see if we're right. Yay, page still works. The problem must be with this crafty little links page. There we go. It's named properly there. Calendar. All kinds of calendar. One more time. Flushy, 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 flushy. There we go. Will you blow up? I'm just dying to know. Hey, it didn't blow up. And I got a link to my page. And that page blows up. So it's an internal server. And we're here, where I'm able to go to the Google console. Let's go ahead and do that. Hey, are you still there, Lowell, by the way?
I am, yes. Success. I'm happy.
All that commotion handled.
Got your links all routed and connected and wired up.
Yeah. And I'm enabling Google Calendar. It's enabled. Using credentials with this API. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Didn't ask me to create a key. Weird. Calendars. Yes. Hmm. Maybe I need to do some research on the Google Calendar API. It sounds like you don't need to create. Ooh. Credentials. OAuth client ID requests user consent so your app can access the user's data per APIs like Google Calendar. All right. To create an OAuth client ID, you must first set a product name on the consent. All right. I just need to name it. Then name the client. Do I need the ID and? Well, Lowell, looks like I got some research to do.
Yeah. I vaguely remember about a year ago or two where Google, they changed their API for the calendar, so it was a lot more open.
But within less than an hour, I was able to generate basically all the work that I had done previously. And that's pretty comforting and slightly sad at the same time.
Yeah.
And I still need to figure out, once the API connection is set up, what code uses it and how.
Yeah.
But I could generate a new custom entity.
So we also have there's a calendar plugin. I think there's an older Drupal 7 version of it that works really nice, and he has some stuff in there to connect to Google as well. But I don't think it's designed to go both ways.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the name of it, though.
Well, if you figure it out, just send it to me later, and I can look at it.
Yeah, it's called.
But I just wanted to end the show, and I wanted to thank you, Lowell, for coming on these late nights with me and be able to work through these.
I love it.
Going back to our checklist, we got a couple of checks we can check. Yep, we walked through the Google Vision module. Yep, we actually were able to test it and actually able to debug it. Fix it? Not really. It was working. But we were able to go back to the issue queue and give our feedback about how to improve the documentation. So maybe that fixes it in quotations. All in all, a pretty successful night. Well, what should we do next week?
What do you want to do?
I was thinking about taking a look at one of David Reed's modules and see if we can.
Oh, right. The media.
Drupal 8.
Media stuff?
Maybe. I asked him earlier today about what module he thought we could do in 2 hours, and I think he may have been kidding because he mentioned it. We should look at the XML sitemap module.
Oh.
That doesn't seem like something we'd be able to figure out in 2 hours. But let's leave that open to everyone else. If you've made it this far, let us know in the comments what Drupal 7 module you think we can port to Drupal 8 in 2 hours. Maybe we can track down the current state of the Drupal module upgrader and use that to generate the steps that we need to do in order to get it to be a Drupal 8 module, or maybe we'll be able to figure it out. I was thinking that would be a cool show to do.
Sure.
So thanks everyone for tuning in this long, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Take care.